Me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true.
Okay, I'm so excited to make this video because my whole life has consisted of being able to see spirits, ghosts, demons, whatever you want to call them. Ever since I was a little kid, I remember being able to see spirits and having all sorts of paranormal activity happening to me, so much so that my friends, it's kind of well known in the group and it freaks them out, and it's just always been something fun to have, I suppose. So if you like this story and you want me to share more, I would love to. I didn't think there would be an audience for this. I never thought this would be something that I would ever share on the internet. But anyways, back to the video. So circa 2008, 2009. So Matt is like a young freshman, eighth grader, something of that sort. Um, my family goes camping with my dad's side of the family. So we're all sitting around the fire. This is like late in the day, whatever. And one of my cousins, who was like a high school senior at the time, she was there. She had brought her boyfriend to the camp thing with us or whatever. So they were like, being classic teenagers, they're like, we're gonna go for a walk, like at the beach or whatever. And so my aunt is like, okay, well, you're gonna take Matt and my cousin Brad, who was the same age as me. They're gonna go with you, and of course my cousin was like, like, why do they gotta go? Whatever. So, anyways, we all leave the campsite. We start heading towards the beach. So we're walking at this time, like the sun is, setting, whatever, light's getting diminished. By the time we make it to the beach, the sun is pretty much gone, and it is at this point as dark as it's going to be in Michigan. My cousin and her boyfriend, they were like, okay, well, you guys have to like go walk in front of us, and stay like 100 feet in front of us or something like that. So, imagine you got my cousin and her boyfriend, and then me and my cousin Brad were like, wait, traveling like this kind of. That was a horrible demonstration. Anyways, so we're on the beach, we're walking through the sand, and me and my cousin Brad were like, I don't know whose idea it was, but we were like, let's like race and run down the beach as any young boys do for whatever random reason. So we're like, we got to count off, whatever, and we're like, all right, let's go. So we start running down the beach. Mind you, it's still like, it's super like pitch black, like the sun is fully set, gone away at this point. So we're running down the beach, and when I was younger, I was like way faster. So I was like much faster than my cousin. So I'm like dusting him in the sand, right? So I'm like running, and I stop. I come to a full stop because I, like 15 feet away from me, let's just say 15 feet away from me, I see a man standing at the edge of the water, like the edge of the sand or the whatever you would call that. He's standing close enough that the water, the tide is like lapsing over his shoes. And basically he's wearing like a full suit, kind of like it was a very unusual outfit to have on the beach. So yeah, it was like a business suit, and he had like dress shoots or boots or something of that sort. And so I'm like, I kind of freeze, right? And I'm looking at him, and I can tell, and he's standing looking like, out towards the water like this. So I'm looking at his profile. He's looking this way. And I see in front of his mouth this like little flame, this little orangish, whatever, and his fingers. So he was smoking a cigarette like that, right? I could see the ash. I don't know cigarette terms, but the thing at the end, right? The butt of the cigarette is lit up. So he's doing like this, and he turns to look at me like this. And when he does, his eyes are like little flames. They're like glowing, like a reddish orange fire. I can see it perfectly to this day. So instinctively, I turned back to look at my cousin Brad, who I was trailing, remember. I turned back to look at him, and I literally kid you not, this is how fast I did it. I turned to yell at Brad to ask him if he sees this. I go like this. I turn to my cousin Brad. Boom, boom. When I look back, the man is gone. So as any good horror movie, not Survivor, does, I take off running towards the man that I just saw, literally 15 feet away. He's nowhere in sight. And remind you, we're on the beach. So even if he was like, I better get out of here or something for whatever reason, he's in the sand. So I would for sure hear him. I would for sure see him. Like, even if he was faster than me and had gotten away, there's no way that he would be nowhere to be seen. So I'm sprinting down the beach. I can hear my cousin Brad yelling, where are you going? Where are you going? What are you doing? I'm running down the beach. And I make it to the other entrance of the beach because we had come in from like the south. There's like two entrances or whatever. We come from the way other side. So I make it to like where it says like, welcome to the beach or whatever. And I'm there. I'm looking all around. I'm like, whatever. My cousin Brad finally catches up. He's like, what are you doing? Like, why, And I'm like, did you see that guy standing there? And he's like, no, there was nobody. What are you talking about? And yeah, that was just like one of the things that I distinctly remember. It has stayed with me for whatever it's been, 15 years now, and I can still perfectly see that in my mind. I can still perfectly see that spirit standing there. I can perfectly see the butt of the cigarette lit. I can see his eyes perfectly. And I remember turning to look at my cousin, and it was literally just that fast. Boom, boom, and he was completely gone. He was not there anymore. It's almost like he knew I was gonna say something and point him out to my cousin, and he did not want to be seen. Yeah, and this particular spirit, the way it was, dressed in that suit and like super, I mean, and granted, it was dark, so it's more the form, but I remember it was the detailing. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain. Um, so you could say it was more like a black figure, but I knew it was a man, and I knew that he was wearing this like suit of some kind, right? And this particular spirit has manifested more than once in my life, but this is the one time that I really distinctly remember seeing it. It was so bizarre. And I wanted to share a story on this stitch that I feel like most people have been sharing spirit sightings inside. This was one of the first times that I distinctly remember encountering a spirit outside. And I have so many more. So, like I said, if you want me to share some more stories that are paranormal, that might give you the goosies at late at night while you're scrolling on TikTok, I absolutely love this stuff, and I would love to share. I don't know why God gave me the ability to be able to see spirits, but it's been my whole life. I'm 29. And so, yeah, I would love to share more stories. If you don't want to miss my content, make sure to like this video, comment, and follow me, because I would love to share more of these stories. They're not all necessarily as detailed and as exciting, but I definitely have more that come to mind, and I would be like super happy to talk about it with other people who like ghost stories and spirit stories. Um, it's pretty interesting. Thanks for watching.